So this is the road heading towards the elk reserve here in Kern County. There's a lot of elk, and this is my first time that I'm going to come out here. This is the Teal Elk State Reserve in California State Park. So this is the Teal Elk Reserve here in Kern County, and you can have barbecues here. There's some restrooms there. You can go on top over there and try to spot the elk. I think they might have, I'm not sure, but I think they might have this thing where you might actually go out there on a safari, but I think they might be on specific days. I'm not 100% sure if that's even a thing out here. But you gotta be careful out here because there's rattlesnakes that are known to live in this area, which is kind of strange. You can live your whole life, you can live 80, 100 years in Bakersfield, not see a single rattlesnake. But once you come out here to the outskirts of the bigger cities, or away from the bigger cities, you have a higher chance of spotting rattlesnakes. Okay, so I went on top over there. I could only hear them, and I can hear some elk. I've never heard an elk in person, but they do sound strange. Unique. Oh, I can hear it. I'm watching the ground to make sure I don't get bit by a snake. So normally you can see them, but right now they're in this water area bathing because it's so hot, so they're not visible. But normally they're very visible here in the elk reserve. I hear something out here. It almost sounds like water. Oh, that's an AC. I can hear the elk. So yeah, this is the reserves. Like, I never even knew this existed. I'm gonna have to come back. It is located, like, you can drive all the way up Stockdale and then make, like, let's see, like 2 blocks technically from Stockdale. Like 2 blocks out of Stockdale, but it's all the way like towards like the end of Stockdale, but after leaving Bakersfield, and you can come here at this reserve. It's pretty cool. Oh, there's a way maybe you can enter there, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to get, attacked by one of these animals. Teal Elk State Reserve. So, not a lot of people know that you can find elk here in Bakersfield, in the outskirts on this reserve. Technically, this isn't Bakersfield, but it's it's outside of Bakersfield. And there's a watch deck right there, and you can watch the elk. But right now, they're all hidden in the brush and showering and being like in the water because it's so hot, 112 degrees. But yeah, you can just have a picnic here, and normally they're very visible. Like, oh, this is pretty neat. The elk are really visible, but right now they're not visible because it's so hot, and they're bathing in the water. There's a sign over there. Where's that sign? I saw it. It says, "Careful, there's rattlesnakes that are known to be in this area." I want to show you the sign in a bit, but I'm gonna walk over there. It's so eerie, like I'm walking here trying to find the fucking rattlesnake sign. But imagine if I just find a rattlesnake and it bites me. Because those rattlesnakes, they can camouflage really well. Where is that sign? That rattlesnake sign. Got to keep my eyes on the ground. Don't want to get bit. Oh, where is that sign? Oh, it's probably right there. I have to keep my eyes peeled. This is really intense. Really freaking intense. So this is the rattlesnake sign here at the state reserve. You have to be careful out here, even though there's picnics. Like, literally, rattlesnakes can be found out here. Rattlesnakes can be found in this area. They are important members of the natural community. They will not attack, but if disturbed or cornered, they will defend themselves. Give them distance and respect. I said they will not attack, but it is Jordan Garner. They will defend themselves. Well, I mean, I think that might be true. Like for the most part, they just want to be left alone. That's how a lot of these snakes are like. He said bye, which is pretty cool. Very friendly. I mean, he might not be from Bakersfield, or maybe he might be from like Southwest Bakersfield, or like West Bakersfield. Because I mean, I've noticed that normally you would see a bunch of elk here, but right now you can only hear them occasionally. I've heard the elk. There's like water here, and there's a bunch of elk that are, I think, in the water. They're just, for the most part, stationary because it's so hot today. And this is the observing deck, and the parking lot is over there. But you gotta be careful because there's rattlesnakes that are found in this area, more so than let's say Hart Park, perhaps, because there's a sign over there that says rattlesnakes. But this is a cool place to come have a picnic. It is in Buttonwillow. It's like 2 blocks outside of Stockdale Highway. I mean, Stockdale, yeah. And it might also be Stockdale Highway. But basically, yeah, you would normally see like elk here. But since it's so hot, they went inside the grass. It's 104 or 110 degrees today. But sadly, I won't be able to see elk today, most likely because they're, you know, apparently stationary within the grassland and the water. That's the sound of an elk. I can only hear them. Man, I wish I could see one. I'm gonna have to come back so I can see one. But this is the elk reserve. Right now it's too hot, so they're not being visible. Oh, I hear it again. They're in the water. This is where the state protects them because elk are not found in abundance like they used to be like 100 or 200-300 years ago, because humans hunted them towards near extinction, I think. There's rattlesnakes here, coyotes, foxes. 100 years ago, grizzly bears used to roam around here, and a lot more elk. I love it. I love it. I saw a coyote. Oh man, you didn't see it. I saw a coyote. A lot of Kern County looks like this, like roads like this that look like something out of Texas. And you would find like hidden gems, like prairie-looking places like this. And there's some places where you can actually go into, like a Kern Wildlife Refuge. And you can find all sorts of wild animals. I've seen raccoons in places like this in Central California. Like lots of raccoons. It's nuts. Like there's so many places you wouldn't even know have deer because it looks like plain lands, but they do. It looks like something straight out of like some savanna in Africa sometimes, in some places. I love it. It's just a bunch of wildlife that you can sometimes find out here. It's beautiful. I love it. But it's not. It doesn't look like maybe a rainforest. But some places in Kern County do look very forested. But I'm just in love with the terrain of Kern County. Like today, I heard elk. I saw coyotes, squirrels, sign of a rattlesnake. Like I wasn't expecting to see a coyote today or hear elk, but I did. Now it looks completely different here. This looks like Africa right here. I love it. Right here it looks like Africa, the plains. And there's like some ranch over there, but I think belonging to a rich person. Man, being rich sounds pretty great. A lot of people say, oh, being rich isn't everything, but people who are wealthy, they on average tend to live longer by like, I don't know, like 4 or 7 years.